Akatsuki is one of Naruto's most famous villainous crew, formed of ninja who abandoned their homeland. Each member can take on even the most elite ninja, and even capture the powerful tail beast. However, not every member of Akatsuki is as powerful as the others. It is hard to say who is the absolute strongest with so many great contenders. In this video, Ebisu Academy will discuss about every Akatsuki member ranked from the strongest to weakest. And here is the list of the strongest Akatsuki members in Naruto. Number 12. Chuzo Biwa. Itachi's first Akatsuki partner was Chuzo Biwa. Like Kisame, he is from Kirigakure and was a member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist. Chuzo's abilities are not as obvious as the other members of Akatsuki. His sword, the Fuguki Suikazan, is his primary fighting tool. He can also use water release and has strong enough defensive ability to withstand Dice Egg Gate release formation. Chuzo and Itachi are on a mission in Kirigakure when they come into a conflict with a group of hunters led by Yakura. While they are easily dispatched, the majority of them, Yakura launches a tail beast ball at Chuzo, effectively ending his life. Chuzo is displeased that he will die in the country he despises. Before he does so, Itachi double-checks that he is holding his beloved sword. Number 11. Zetsu. Zetsu is made up of two individuals, Black Zetsu and White Zetsu. Kaguya Otsutsuki created Black Zetsu, who is essentially the physical manifestation of her will. White Zetsu was one of the first victims of Kaguya Otsutsuki Infinite Tsukuyomi, and was pulled from the demonic statue of the Outer Path in order to fuse with Black Zetsu and some Hashirama Senju DNA. Many of Black Zetsu and White Zetsu abilities are derived from other people, such as Hashirama Cell, which allowed them to use blood release. They also have unique abilities, such as the ability to split into two distinct bodies, and in the case of Black Zetsu, control whoever he attached to, use telepathy, and so on. During the Fourth Shinobi War, Sasuke used Zetsu to put his external mangekyo to test, stabbing him with Amaterasu forged blade. Naruto sealed both Black Zetsu and his mother Kaguya in a satellite, and trapping them for eternity. Number 10. Hidan. Hidan is a resident of Yugakure, a village that was abandoned military concern in favor of pacifism. Hidan was a Jushin follower who advocated for violence and warfare, and he defected when he couldn't persuade the government to see things his way. Hidan has the Jushin ritual and curse, which allows him to transform himself into a living voodoo doll. All damage done to him is done to the one who inflicts it. He's also immortal, which helps explain why he can take so much damage in the first place. Shikamaru Nara lured Hidan into the Nara forest after a battle with Team 10 and Team 7. There, he set an intricate trap for him. Shikamaru eventually decapitates him and traps him in a hole filled with explosive tanks. He will be there for all eternity because he is immortal. Number 9. Deidre. Deidre was a former Iwagakure ninja who worked for Onoki. He quickly became dissatisfied with his regiment life and decided to leave the military to pursue his explosion theme art. Eventually, the Akatsuki forced him into joining them. He was initially hesitant, but once he saw how powerful Itachi was, he joined without hesitation. Deidre's most notable ability is explosion release. He can create explosion with his chakra by combining the earth and lightning chakra nether. He can make light by using the moths on his hand and chest. He combined these two abilities to create explosion clay status that he regarded as both exceptionally powerful and artistically significant. Deidre sacrificed himself by transforming into a bomb as a last-ditch effort to defeat Sasuke. Later, Deidre is resurrected by Kabuto, and he fight briefly in the Fourth Shinobi World War. Number 8. Sasori. Sasori used to be an S-rank shinobi in Sunagakure's puppet team. Takumo Hatake murdered his parent when he was a child. Then his grandmother introduced him to puppetry to distract him, but he quickly became bored with puppets that resemble his parents and progressed to making fighting puppets. He also began to use them against people, such as the third Kazekage, whom he turned into a puppet for his own use. Sasori is a puppeteer who not only transformed his own body into puppet, but also transformed the bodies of others, using still living bodies as a puppet. He equipped his puppet with both weapons and poison. He's nearly invulnerable because his body is mostly inorganic. Sasori engaged in combat with Chiyo and Sakura. He was eventually defeated when Chiyo used puppet that resembled his parents to stab him with a poison blade. He dies in the embrace of the puppet. Number 7. Konan. Konan grew up in Amegakure as a war orphan alongside Yahiko and Nagato. The three spent some time training under Jiraiya, and then they created Akatsuki. It was originally a peacekeeping organization, but after Yahiko died, they changed. Konan's ultimate goal is to protect Nagato at any cost. Konan's most notable ability is paper ninjutsu, which allows her to transform her body and clothes into controllable sheets of paper. She strained the paper with chakra, allowing her to use it defensively as well as offensively. Konan attempted to flee the Akatsuki after Pain's defeat. She could have lived peacefully life, but Obito pursued her. After a bloody battle, he dispatched her and stole Nagato's Rinnegan eyes. Number 6. Kakuzu. Originally an S-rank Kakigakure shinobi, Kakuzu grew to despise his fellow villager after failing a mission and being treated harshly as a result. He ended up fleeing the village, assassinating the elders, and stealing the town's most valuable jutsu. He then made a living on the black market before eventually joining the Akatsuki. Kakuzu's body is constructed in unusual manner. He has thick grey tendril woven throughout his body, which he can use to spirit and reattach body parts, as well as attack and defend. Furthermore, he possesses 4 distinct hearts and minds, each of which correspondent to a different type of elemental release, providing him with both additional powers, abilities, and extra life. Kakuzu was defeated in battle against Team 7 and Team 10. It was a difficult battle because they had to destroy multiple hearts in order to defeat him. Naruto eventually defeated him with Rasen Shuriken. He was later resurrected along with many other Akatsuki members and defeated by Darui, Izumo, Choji, Tenten, and Kotetsu. Number 5. Orochimaru. Orochimaru was only in the Akatsuki for a short time because he kept attempting to steal other members' body, so he wasn't exactly welcome. His ultimate goal is to become immortal so that he can learn every jutsu, which he achieved through extensive unethical experiments. Living Corpse Reincarnation is Orochimaru's most unique jutsu, allows him to transfer his consciousness from one body to another, extending his lifespan. He accomplished this by undergoing extensive body modification that allowed him to decompose into thousands of poisonous snakes. He has the ability to summon snakes to fight for him in battle, to resurrect corpses, and to use curse-sealing jutsu to control others. Orochimaru is the only Akatsuki member that survives in the series, which makes sense given that his entire thing is reviving himself over and over again. He is the different version of himself in Boruto. He's still conducting experiments, but they are not nearly as brutal as they used to be, and he is focusing on raising his son Mitsuki. Number 4. Kisame Hoshigaki. Kisame Hoshigaki first worked for Kirigakure Cypher division. His commander, Fuguki Suikazan, belonged to the Seven Ninja Mist Swordsmen. He once removed all Fuguki's Cypher to prevent information from leaking. But later he found out that Fuguki himself who was selling the information. He took Fuguki's life and his sword and was praised for it. Nonetheless, a life of lies delusioned him, prompting him to defect and join the Akatsuki. Kisame's main abilities revolve around his sword, Samehada. He can fuse with it as well as use it as a blunt weapon. He also employs a number of natural release techniques with focus on water base, such as water prison and water release 1,000 feeding swords. He can also call on swords to assist him in battle. Kisame's life ends in a surprising and honorable manner. To prevent Aoba from reading his mind and stealing Akatsuki's secrets, he trapped himself in water, then summoned a group of swords to consume him. In the end, he wanted to defend his principles. Number 3. Obito Uchiha. Obito Uchiha, known as Tobi until his true identity is revealed, has been acting under Madara's command. That's because when he was in a mission, his body was crushed by falling rocks, and Madara nursed him back to health, and used the opportunity to convince him that the only way to achieve peace was to brainwash the populace and steal their chakra. Obito's signature ability is Kamui, which allows him to travel between dimensions. Kakashi also has this ability because he shares the same mangekyo sharingan eye with him. He gains even more ability as the 10 Tails Jinchuriki, such as the ability to use truth-seeking balls. Like Pain, through the help of Naruto, Obito realized his mistakes, but it will not be easy on Obito's way to redeem, because Madara is not at all repentant, and Kaguya and Black Zetsu still have to deal with it. But he can cure a few people before he dies, then he can send his spirit to live in Kakashi, and help him fight before he finally joins Rin the next day. Number 2. Itachi Uchiha. Itachi is a former high-ranking Konoha ninja, split after Danzo dubbed him into annihilating his own clan. His goal is for Sasuke to defeat him in order to awaken his mangekyo sharingan, and ensure that he is strong enough to defeat any enemies he may face. Itachi's mangekyo sharingan give him an impressive abilities. The most notable are Susanoo, a defensive ability that summons an impenetrable skeleton, Amaterasu, a never-ending black fire, and Tsukuyomi, a genjutsu ability that can cause vivid hallucinations. He is even capable of using the clan's most powerful jutsu, Izanami and Izanagi. Itachi dies exactly as he had hoped, at the hands of his younger brother Sasuke. He dies in a dramatic battle without revealing his true motivation to Sasuke. Later, he is resurrected by summoning in reincarnation, and is able to fight alongside his brother. Number 1. Pain. Pain, formerly known as Nagato. He was shinobi from Amegakure and descendant of the Uzumaki clan. He, Konan, and Yahiko survived a war with little help from Jiraiya, and then founded the Akatsuki with the goal of bringing peace to the world. After Yahiko's violent death, Pain decided that peaceful goals were a waste of time and turned the Akatsuki into villainous organization. Pain can use a wide variety of jutsu with relative ease because he has a rinnegan. The most notable is the 6 paths of Pain, which allows him to manipulate 6 different bodies in battle at the same time. Each path has unique ability. For example, the Naraka path can force targets to tell the truth while also repairing damage. He also has the Outer path, which allows him to counter life to the point of restoring it. After staging an attack on Konoha, Pain is eventually defeated by Naruto, who decides to spare his life based on Jiraiya's teaching. He convinced Pain that his attack will not result in peace, and he sees the error of his ways. Pain sacrificed his life to restore those he had previously destroyed. That is the list of the members of Akatsuki ranked from the strongest to weakest. If you have different view, feel free to express it in the comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe Ebisu Academy channel. See you in the next video.